Welcome to Inspirational Transformational TV show. Amy Whitney here today with my very special guest, Jamie Lee. Jamie is on fire. He is a man who is working from his heart, from a place of passion. He's tapped into his creativity, he's in the flow, he's in the know. He is truly amazing at what he does. Now, Jamie is an artist, and he has blessed us with showing us some of his work today. And the information that Jamie shares about the work, you could write a book on. I was blown away at the amount that he gave to this interview. And you'll see, not only does he give in the sense of his art, but he's tuned in. He's such a genuine person, and like I said, I'm so excited to introduce him on the TV show. But I just think, watch that name, watch for Jamie Lee, because there is more to come from this man. So enjoy the show. Welcome to Inspirational Transformational TV show. This is Amy Whitney here today with my very special guest, Jamie Lee. Jamie, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, to start with, let's do a quick background, because I like to start there, and it gives the audience a bit of your story. You don't have to go to birth, but give us a little bit of your background details.
I grew up in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Was involved in a lot of sports growing up. I had a whole lot of energy, and I think my parents were trying to keep me out of trouble and use up some of that energy. So they put me in a swimming program, they put me in a gymnastics program. I played soccer, basketball, golf, and everything else the school provides. Grew up as a competitive athlete, so I was very kind of driven and motivated, very self-motivated. Always pushing myself, and had coaches that pushed me along, and this motivation that I had definitely created a work ethic that's carried with me now as an adult. So I continue on with my yoga practice in very much the same way I was training as a young kid. I would say as a young boy growing up to a teenager, most of my time was spent in the swimming pool, staring at the bottom of a swimming pool for 8 to 10 swim workouts a week. And, always every now and then asking why I was doing this, because it's a very solo event. It's done by yourself, and as I said, you're staring at the bottom of the pool, so there is a meditative quality to it. And growing up, you don't really see that quality to it until later, and then after the fact, you look back on it and you can kind of understand why you did what you did. And I got injured, tendonitis in shoulders, and I was also running and cycling, so I just kind of gravitated into the triathlon world and did that for about 12 years before I did an Ironman in my last year. And by that point, I had had enough of competing, of training, of pushing, of going, and I was just kind of tired and drained of it all. And so moving away from the sports, learning they weren't really completing me, so I started to search out some other avenues, and that's where eventually the yoga eventually came into my life.
We'll talk about yoga in a moment, but what I would like to ask you about is I've read that you refer to yourself as an initiate and a seeker. Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain what you mean by that?
So growing up being involved in sports, going to school for sciences, science chooses not to explain anything you can't really see. So not having any of a religious background, wasn't forced to go to church. I wasn't told what to believe, what to do, where to go, think about what I am. So you grow up asking these questions, who am I, where do I come from, what is my purpose in life? So studying the science, I found it very dry and incomplete. It wasn't really answering these questions. Nor did I want to go down the road of religion, where religion just says, believe the story based solely on faith. Well, believing in a story on faith, I believe in nowadays, is kind of naive. And just because you believe in a story of religion, it doesn't make you whole, it doesn't make you happy, it doesn't make you complete. So in my search for these answers, I found myself kind of treading down the middle line of what is science and what is religion. And sooner or later, when you travel that road, yoga or Buddhism or self-awareness or any type of practice where it allows you to view yourself and work on yourself, you're going to start to answer some of these questions. So in terms of being a seeker, being an initiate, I'm myself personally actively trying to seek out the mystery of my own existence.
And you're using yoga, meditation, nutrition, all of the above?
All of the above.
And did one lead to another, or how?
Well, when I was training for the Ironman, I was injured quite a bit for a lot of the training I was doing. So I first sought yoga for personal reasons to kind of stay injury-free. Mm-hmm. When you start to do the yoga, it works on you in very subtle little ways, where the teacher can tell you something, but it really doesn't make any sense to you until you start to feel it yourself. So they got to the point where I was almost enjoying the yoga and the meditation more than the rest of the training. Mm-hmm. And in terms of it being more rewarding, you start to let go of the things in your life that no longer serve you, and you just naturally gravitate towards things that will naturally bring some more harmony into your life. So it is a practice, a daily practice that you participate in. It changes your body, who you are, and what you are, so that when you leave your practice, you get off your mat, you're subtly just a little bit different. So that when you can go into the outside world, your behavior is a little more along the lines of being positively influential and moving yourself in a right direction. So it has everything to do with the food you eat, and the friends that you keep, and the family that you surround yourself with, the job that you aspire to go out and get, the things that you put in your life that you feel are important, and so on. And once you start to feel these things working for you, life starts to treat you a little better also. And when life starts to treat you a little better, you are even more motivated to continue down the road, even if you're walking that path alone. Mm-hmm. If it feels right, you keep walking that path, whether there's no one there walking beside you or not.
Mm-hmm. And you say that when you start on this path, there was changes to your body, to your mental, physical, emotional, spiritual self, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. If somebody is looking to change, they might just have like a normal life, 9 to 5 or type thing. Are there steps, do you think, that you could do in order to transform yourself?
You first need to find what you like to do. Mm-hmm. And for me, within the yogic realm, there are so many different types of yoga based on the different personality types of the population. So people who are naturally dynamic and energetic and like to work with their body, there are styles of yoga that can take you down in that direction. There are those people who are quiet and more meditative and like to sit still and require that to work on themselves. And then there's styles of yoga for that. So you need to kind of understand how you work, what serves you, and then scope out the type of yoga that works for you. For me, it's yoga. For some people, it's going on the golf course, and spending some time with their friends, some fresh air, the birds, the bees, the trees, the sunshine. And that changes them after their 4-hour golf game. So that when they come home, they've altered their inner environment so that they feel some more wholeness or happiness in their life. It could be going out for a walk in nature. It could be being a mom, spending time with your daughter. It is whatever it could be that creates a positive change on the inside.